Hello, I'm Carolyn Mason, and I'm a volunteer on the BELFAST Programme. And Christine's with me. Christine's a friend and volunteer colleague. Christine.
Hello, yes, I'm Christine, and I'm also a volunteer in the BURC programme.
On the BELFAST Programme, that's
Belfast,
great. Yeah. So what brought you into the BELFAST Programme, Christine?
I suppose initially through an interest in getting involved in teaching English as a foreign language. I'd become aware of this option when my son did the course over a year ago, and thought it might be something I might like to do at some stage. I have some background in teaching adults, and I thought it may fit well with that experience. The opportunity came up earlier this year to complete a CELTA course, that's a certificate in English language teaching for adults, and I completed that at the International House in Belfast earlier in the year. Through word of mouth, I got to hear about some of the work going on at Belfast Unemployed Resource Centre, the BELFAST Programme that Carolyn mentioned, and went along to find out a bit more about it.
Yeah, it's great. Different people have come in through different routes, and I retired recently, and I'd had a long-standing interest in refugee issues, the NGO voluntary sector, and in asylum seekers, and how people who come into Northern Ireland might learn English. So I was lucky enough at a conference to meet Arthur McKeown and Aisling Cartmill, and they were unbelievably persuasive, and the timing was exactly right. So I'm absolutely delighted that they opened the door for me to come in here to be involved with the BELFAST Programme. So that's my starting point. So what did you do next, Christine? How did you get involved with the programme, and what way did you begin?
Like yourself, I met up with Arthur to find out a little bit more about the programme, and then he suggested coming along to a couple of the classes just to find out what was involved. So I was able to observe what happened at the absolute beginners class, the intermediate class, and the teaching English for employability class. And it was lovely to see the range of activities going on down here and the different approaches people were able to take. Because I was available mornings rather than evenings, back in June of this year, I spent some time at Hapani, classes that are held in the mornings.
What's Hapani, Christine? Isn't it Horn of Africa, People's Aid, Northern Ireland?
Yes, that's exactly
the one?
it.
Yeah.
So it's essentially a group of women who get together from any time between 10 and 12:30 for English classes. Sometimes the women can't stay there for the whole time. Sometimes they've got other responsibilities, caring responsibilities, or appointments elsewhere. But there's a core time within that period where we concentrate on English at the level at which it's appropriate, and that depends. The needs depend really on the group of women who are there.
It's interesting because, like you, Arthur welcomed me in to see the different levels and the different classes that run, and the one that attracted me most was English for Employability, and that's a great session which I and two other volunteers facilitate. So we're a nice group of 3 people, and we have a number of people who come into the class who are mostly from European countries, but it does vary. We have South American people too, and other people from further afield who are looking for employment or who would like to get a better job here in Northern Ireland. So we run through the range of issues for anybody who's applying for a job, whether that's getting your CV or your application letter ready, or whether it's going for interview, and we give people practice in actually being interviewed. And then we talk about the follow-up, whether or not you get the job and what you should do next. So that's really interesting, and I think it's because we've got people from different countries, all of whom have their own experiences. And actually, sometimes they offer their experiences which are at least as worthwhile as what we offer as teachers, in inverted commas, facilitators. So it's really an exchange of information and a conversation, and we all learn a lot, and it's really rewarding to see people at the end who have gone through the programme, met friends, had coffee in the morning or the afternoon, perhaps in our cafe within the BURC, the Unemployed Resource Centre, and who have then gone on to get a job or to move on to a better job. So it's absolutely great.
Yes, I would agree with that. The level of enthusiasm with any of the groups is really, really high. I've been involved, made some contributions on a couple of evenings to the Donegal Street groups, and that's really good. Some of the students who come along to these groups were also students at the International House course that I did, so it's nice to meet up with people again and just see how far they've progressed within a relatively short period of time with all the support here. But it's good.
Okay, so we're both really, really pleased that we got involved and would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's all for this podcast from Carolyn and Christine.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
And for your interest.
Okay, bye.